Okay, everyone. While this isn't in our backyard, this is going to be some global news, and once again adds more fuel to the fire of political, social instability, and the ever threat of war escalating. Now, again, anything can happen right now, but this is happening in South Korea. And as it currently stands, the president of South Korea has declared martial law, accusing the opposition party of being communist North Korean sympathizers. So they haven't done this since 1980. The South Korean president, and so not since the 1980s has anything like this been done. And there are currently buses in front of the South Korean parliament preventing lawmakers from getting inside the building. So I think it's only fair that we pull up this video here and get a little short breakdown of what's going on. I got a couple articles to share with all of you as well. So let's go ahead and pull up this video here. And folks, here's hoping that this martial law ends quickly and fast, because heaven forbid things continue to escalate.
All right, we do have breaking news from South Korea. The president there just declared martial law to protect the country from what he's called communist forces. Let's get right to CNN's Mike Valerio in Seoul for the latest on this. Mike, what's going on?
John, it's a stunning move, and that is what we are all trying to figure out right now. I'll tell you, John, I live about 2 minutes away from the bureau here in the heart of Seoul, South Korea. John, there are police officers on the phone who are calling their captains and are asking, what do we do? What is this now that martial law is declared in this bastion of stability and democracy in South Korea, this bastion of stability and democracy in East Asia? So what has happened over the past hour? We have the president of South Korea, Yoon Suk-yeol, going on television and addressing to the nation that he's instituting martial law, but he doesn't go into what measures specifically he wants to put forward, saying, John, that martial law is needed in South Korea from his point of view to rid his government of forces that.
Now, I just wanted to throw this out there to the liberals, the vote blue, no matter who people. This is what it looks like when, you have a president kind of go a little bit crazy with power. All right. Now, look, throughout our times, at least throughout my lifetime, there's always been that concern that either a Republican president or a Democrat president would declare martial law and take away our freedoms. Right. Listen, our government's been bought. But in South Korea, this ain't the first time this happened. And the last one that took place was in the 1980s. Again, this is a rather shocking precedent that this is taking place because there are a lot of, strong laws against North Korea. How do I know that? I've been watching Legal Mindset in regards to covering the ongoing case with that scumbag Johnny Somali, but that's a completely other different story altogether. But there are extreme laws against North Korea and its government, its music, all that kind of stuff. So the fact that you have the current sitting president implementing this kind of power and declaring martial law over its citizens, you have a massive amount of confusion. It is 2024. It has been quite some time before anything like this has happened. Let's continue on.
That are sympathetic, or rid the government of forces that are sympathetic to North Korean forces and communist forces. So you should know, if you don't live here in Asia, this is a government that has been under fire. Yoon Suk-yeol, the president of South Korea, is very unpopular. His popularity approval rating hovering around.
Wendy Carballo. You are actually you are the heart of this live stream chat, everyone. But must you use my quote? Because seriously, there's a lot that could go wrong. But hey, why not? We'll just do it for old time's sakes. Hey, I'm the president of South Korea. I'm declaring martial law. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, a whole lot could go wrong. Oh my goodness, let's rewind that a little bit.
From his point of view, to rid his government of forces that are sympathetic, or rid the government of forces that are sympathetic to North Korean forces and communist forces. So you should know, if you don't live here in Asia, this is a government that has been under fire. Yoon Suk-yeol, the president of South Korea, is very unpopular. His popularity approval rating hovering around 20, the low 20%. So we're trying to figure out what exact kind of power move this is. The leader of the opposition says, hey, this is illegal. This cannot happen. But John, we're going to be watching protesters who are heading to Parliament right now, who may be clashing with police. Buckle up. We will be waiting to see how this unfolds in the next few hours.
Now, I want to pause here. I want to be very careful, especially playing any kind of video or uh, uh, any kind of video work from South Korea, because it could come from a South Korean news agency, and I am unfamiliar. And once I get further educated on that, I will definitely play those videos if we can, because there is a risk of the channel potentially getting hit, because each country has different laws when it comes down to using material from overseas. Again, you got to be very careful there. But at least according to some of the still imagery and also some of the short videos that I have seen in front of the parliament, there are people protesting and trying to break down the barriers. Lawmakers are currently prohibited from entering into the South Korean parliament. Let me pull up this article here from Reuters here. And Wasim Gurib tips $6 Canadian. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Democracy simply does not work. Kent Brockman from The Simpsons. Well, what could go wrong? But let's pull up this article here from Reuters as it stands right now. So the South Korean president declared martial law and an unannounced late night address broadcast live on YTN television, claiming he would eradicate shameless pro-North Korean anti-state forces. It's the first time since 1980 that martial law was declared in South Korea. So what? It's been almost 44 years. That's quite some time there, Mr. President. You sure that's a wise move? You sure? Yohap News Agency cited the military as saying activities by parliament and political parties would be banned, and that the media and publishers would be under the control of the martial law command. Oh, God. Oh, man. Well, when you're an unpopular president, do you A, resign with dignity, or B, go out with a bang? The South Korean president did not cite any specific threat from the nuclear-armed North, instead focusing on his domestic political opponents. Man, Kim Jong-un was probably on the phone with Putin and Xi Jinping like, hey, dude, did you get a load of the South Korean president? Anyways, continuing on, because this is very serious. So to any audience members that we have in South Korea, please be safe, and we do hope that this crisis does pass. It's not looking good. The surprise move sent shockwaves through the country, which had a series of authoritarian leaders early in its history, but has been considered democratic since the 1980s. Say it with me. What could go wrong? The Korean won was down sharply against the U.S. dollar. A central bank official said it was preparing measures to stabilize the market if needed. Oh, boy. Again, hey, Biden, I'm not going to tell you what to do or whoever his handlers is, but maybe you need to get on this. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Some 28,500 U.S. troops are stationed in South Korea to guard against the North. A spokesman for the U.S. military command did not answer repeated phone calls. It's like, hey, yo, bro, what's going on? The South Korean president said he had no choice but to resort to such a measure in order to safeguard free and constitutional order, saying opposition parties have taken hostage of the parliamentary process to throw a country into a crisis. Why? Are you sure about that? Or is it just because maybe people don't like you anymore, Mr. President? Continuing on, I declare, oh, my God, I declare martial law to protect the Free Republic of Korea from the threat of North Korean communist forces, to eradicate the despicable pro-North Korean anti-state forces that are plundering the freedom and happiness of our people, and to protect the free constitutional order. Was this the proper way to do it? Because maybe instead of doing martial law, I don't know, controversial statement here, maybe hold a summit or a meeting in Parliament and be like, hey, guys, I have evidence A, B, and C. There's some real bad shenanigans here, and we're going to get to a bottom of it with legal lawfare, not martial law. I don't know. Again, people of South Korea, please be safe. He did not say in the address what specific measures will be taken. Yohap reported that the entrance to the Parliament building was blocked. Tanks, armored personnel carriers, soldiers with guns and knives will rule the country. Lee Mung, a leader of the opposition Democrat Party, which has the majority in parliament, said in a live stream online, the economy of the Republic of Korea will collapse irrevocably. Oh, boy. My fellow citizens, please come to the National Assembly. The president of South Korea President Yoon cited a motion by the country's opposition Democrat Party, which has a majority in parliament this week, to impeach some of the country's top prosecutors and its rejection of a government budget proposal. South Korea's ministers on Monday protested a move by the opposition DP last week to slash more than 4 trillion won from the government's budget proposal. Yoon said that that action undermines the essential functioning of government administration. So now let me just go ahead and refresh this page because this is from the BBC as well. Here we go. Here we go. Police enforcing martial law clash with protesters outside parliament. Hey, pink pussy hat people and vote blue no matter who. This is how you protest, right? But no, you have time to protest in front of Trump Tower. We're receiving the first images of now large crowds gathering outside the South Korean National Assembly after the country's president declared martial law. A line of police officers appears to be guarding the entrance to the gate building, which has since been closed. Here it is. Now, there are videos of this on social media. Unfortunately, I am concerned to play them as it could get our channel copywritten. It could get us, it was a copyright strike. If not, I'll be more than happy to do a follow-up story on this. But folks, it is available online. Biden administration. Oh, hey, vote of confidence right here. Biden administration monitoring the situation closely. The Biden administration is in contact with South Korean government and is monitoring the situation closely. A U.S. National Security Council spokesperson tells the BBC, U.S. partner CBS. The U.S. president is yet to comment on the South Korean counterpart's declaration of martial law. Those who violate martial law can't be arrested without warrant. Say it with me. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I mean, will Biden address? Will there be any? Will there be any acknowledgement whatsoever of what's happening in South Korea? And I just want to point this out here as well, that there are now more armored convoys and armored vehicles heading to the Korean parliament in order to prep and face off against South Korean citizens. So, folks, yes, this is available online for everyone to see. These are concerning This is a very concerning situation, especially to the people of South Korea. And while this is happening and this is breaking news, this will clearly have a major impact, especially for the incoming Trump administration. And I think we all know how Trump had his current meeting with the current ruler of North Korea. What could go wrong? Let's continue on a little bit further here. Police blocked the entrance to Parliament, local media reports. In his late-night TV broadcast, President Yoon Suk-yeol said he had no choice but to resort to martial law in order to safeguard free and constitutional order. I've already read his statement before. I declare martial law to protect the Free Republic of Korea from the threat of North Korean communist forces and eradicate the despicable North Korean anti-state forces. South Korea's main opposition party leader, Lee Yang-mung, has condemned the move, calling it unconstitutional. He has called on lawmakers from his Democrat Party to converge on Parliament to vote down the declaration, but latest reports from Seoul say police buses have been moved into to block the entrance to the parliament. The last time martial law was declared in South Korea, okay, well, now I'm getting conflicting reports here. 1979, the other from Reuters in 1980, after the assassination of dictator Park Chung-hee. So, folks, stay tuned to Hard Lens Media. We will be doing a follow-up story on this. Potentially, folks, we are seeing a normally functioning democracy, republic, go down the depths of madness. And this is what it looks like when you have a president who doesn't like the other party. Listen, to the Biden administration, you need to get on the phone to South Korea, because the longer this martial law goes on, that's going to severely impact their economy. Now, for those of you who may not know, South Korea has a very high GDP and is a valuable trading partner, not only to the USA, but to China, Australia, Japan, It is a major power player. And a martial law, a huge movement like this, can severely impact the global economy. Not only enough that we have a crisis in Ukraine that's impacting our economy, we have also further political instability, social instability. Just add one more tank of gas to the fire and watch it explode. This all could have been avoided properly, but instead somebody wanted to make a big show of things. What could go wrong? All right, so this is just a quick breaking news story that we covered earlier, and I want all of you guys to see it as well. Turns out there's been a little bit of an update to the situation in South Korea. South Korea's parliament, the lawmakers got inside the building apparently. South Korea's parliament has voted to block the president's move to declare martial law, according to Yonhap and Reuters news agencies. As it stands, 190 lawmakers president vote to lift martial law. We can bring you more detail on how South Korea's parliament voted. And in a surprise thing, National Assembly Speaker Woo Won-sik submitted a resolution requesting the lifting of martial law around 1 a.m., I believe, local time over there in South Korea. The resolution was passed. 190 of 300 members of the ruling opposition parties in attendance, all present in favor. So there you go. Here are further images on the ground here from the BBC. This is of the protesters and people clashing with the police over there in South Korea. Here's also a video here from Hotspot. I will not play it because, again, I am worried about us. This is a screenshot of it. Just in South Korea, Parliament votes 190-0 to lift President Yoon's martial law declaration. So, well done. I will be doing more of this as a follow-up on tomorrow's show. But some good news. The parliament is getting in there and choosing to lift the martial law declaration. And something tells me that the current president of South Korea is about to make some brown in his pants because he stepped in it. And to use my famous quote, hey, listen, South Korean president, you thought what could possibly go wrong? Well, your entire political career going down the crapper. Got that brown in your pants now, buddy. There you go.